Hey friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Elizabeth and I share deck flip throughs, spreads, VRs, and so much more. Today I have a long awaited pairing, so let's get into it. I have here the Rosebud Tarot. Now, this is a deck that I actually purchased a few months ago, and I did that in anticipation of a Kickstarter that I knew would be coming this year. Oh, that's really pretty. What do you think you know? That's a great question. This is a nice size box. The deck size is amazing, and look at those card backs. Wow, that's really pretty. Okay, I was not expecting that. Comes with a beautiful book. Let's take a look at the deck. Right away, I can see that there has been some renaming, but I love the choices so far. I like the style of the collage, but I immediately love the diversity and the representation in this deck. I mean, it's very cool. I'm always happy when it's a number. Interesting hermit. I don't remember when was the last time that I looked at this deck. So right now, as I'm going through the cards, I feel like, wow, this is so cool. I feel like it's the first time I'm looking at it, even though I know that I looked at these cards at some point. But it was last year. Last year. This is so neat. The sun is really fun. So is this emergence instead of judgment. So that's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of representation in the deck. Okay, so we're starting with the air, suit of air. Like all the flowers. Interesting to see all these like tools here. Okay, so the courts are renamed. So we have Curiosity instead of Page, but still a youngster. Velocity on a horse. Generosity for Queen. Sovereignty for King. It's hard to describe the deck because there's a lot of flowers. There's a lot of elements that are color, but there's a lot of black and white too. A lot of older images, a lot of space. Interesting. All right. Okay, velocity here is also riding a creature. Interesting. Ooh, Ace of Fire with that rose. That's so cool. I like her. Ooh, that's cool for the 8. Really intended to be a very quick flip through. They're very interesting, these cards. I do like them. My initial impression is I do like them. I like the color. This is fun for the 6 of water. I love that 7. That's good for the 8. 9 2. That's fun. That's a little bit creepy, just saying. This cardstock feels nice. It's papery. The size of the deck feels amazing. It doesn't feel too large or overpowering. So that's like immediately one of the things that stands out to me is that it just feels comfortable. I don't feel like this is going to be a struggle for me to manage. What I thought we could do today was pair this beautiful deck with one of my newer decks, and that is the Quiet Rebel Oracle. So we're going to start here with the 5 of air, which is fascinating to me because she has pruning shears, and then actually she has 2. Here's the other 3. She's quite distanced from the other ladies here, so there's clearly something going on. They have a certain look on their face, and she's just way too happy. And then we have this with the great unplug. The keyword here is detachment. And I feel like, yes, definitely for sure, there is a bit of detachment going on here. Otherwise, she wouldn't be feeling so proud of herself right now. Ooh, even the card backs are pretty. Okay, so we have the Ace of Fire with the underdog, underestimation. So this could be almost like a bit of encouragement, right? Because Ace of Fire, that's something new that's getting off the ground, right? A spark. Could be a spark of creativity, a new passion, something that is going to be coming your way. And sometimes that could be overwhelming or intimidating, and this card here is letting us know, you know what? Don't underestimate the underdog. Ooh, okay, and the 5, this is good, right? 5 of water with embrace the scars and healing. We have the 6 of fire with fork in the road, crossroads. So again, that's very interesting because the 6 of fire, I mean, this is a victory. This is a chance to stand tall and proud because of the achievement that you have just completed or fulfilled, and the recognition that goes along with it. And then we have the fork in the road, kind of making you ask yourself, like, what happens now? Where do we go from here? Now that this has been achieved, what happens next? All right. So, I mean, art style wise, I feel like these decks definitely could work well together. I still need to explore a bit to see if they could potentially be partners. So I thought that perhaps we could do a spread today. Friends, if you love tarot and oracle, you enjoy combining them, pairing them, and doing creative spreads, please make sure to tap the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my videos. So what I thought we could do today was a simple spread. And we're going to do maybe challenge, advice, and outcome. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling a tarot card for each of these positions. And then I think I will also pull an oracle card as well. So here in the spot of challenge, there is my card. And we're going to say that that is the problem or the obstacle, and then take a look at that. So then the next card is going to be advice. So here, all right. So this is going to be practical or spiritual guidance, for addressing the challenge, okay? And then the final card is for the position of the outcome. So that is what we'll use to reveal the likely result or the possible resolution if the advice is followed, okay? So it'll offer a clear vision of where things could lead. Ooh, I flipped it over. Well, let's flip them all. In that case, let's flip them all. I will go ahead and pull my oracle cards. So for the first position challenge, we're going to pull an oracle card. And that's going to be the perspective, right? Perspective for the challenge, the Six of Fire. Okay, so let me scoop these and get them in the frame, something like that. Okay, so card number 2 was the advice. So let's see what we can pull for inspiration or encouragement. Okay. And then the final card is going to be, I don't know, a final word of wisdom. Oh my goodness. Tribe of Rebels. All right. So in the position of the challenge, we have the Six of Fire. So that's interesting because usually that speaks to victory. When I look at this particular card, I can sense that perhaps one person is clearly happy and overjoyed that they have reached this milestone, and maybe there's an issue with the other person's reaction. Maybe they're not as sincere. Maybe they could potentially be a bit hypocritical. Maybe there's jealousy or envy of some sort showing up here as a challenge. And so with the oracle card, we have fluidity, move like water. And I feel like this here is telling us that sometimes we cannot let other people steal our joy. Okay. And sometimes we sense, right? We do something, we do it well, we're happy for ourselves, we're proud, and we can sense when other people are genuinely happy for us and when they are just kind of going along with it. But it's in times like that that we need to, instead of embracing, the fire energy that could, put us into more of a challenging mindset, maybe that's where we need to embrace this water energy here, be a little bit more fluid, move like water, as the card suggests, because that's going to allow us to flow through the situation instead of making knee jerk reactions to the things that we are confronted with. So here is our challenge. Okay. Then the next card is advice. So the advice card, we have the Three of Water, right? This is like the Three of Cups. We see the three women here. They're gathered in a garden. They've all got their watering cans, and they're clearly enjoying each other's company. So, what is the advice that this card is offering? Perhaps it's saying, you know what, who cares what these other people on the outside think or feel or how they react? What matters is the people that are in your inner circle, how they show up for you, how they celebrate you, how they encourage you and motivate you to do better and better. So, with that card, we have Rebel Yell, truth telling, right? We have to, I feel like I say this all the time. Sometimes people do not want to celebrate our milestones and achievements because they want to be the first ones to say the things, do the things, look good. Sometimes we have to be the ones that pat ourselves on the back and that showcase and highlight all the good that we're doing and what we bring to the table. Because if you sit and wait for someone to acknowledge or recognize it, that may never happen. You have to step up, use your voice, and put out there all the good that you are doing. So, this is the advice. Now, for outcome, we have the Ace of Water. What this is suggesting, if you ignore the negative energies that could potentially come your way, right? And if you focus on your inner circle, your friend group, that this is going to end in a great way with a new beginning. This is going to open new opportunities for you because you know why? Because it's a healthier mindset. When you focus on positive things as opposed to worrying about the things that you cannot control, right? There are certain things that happen. You cannot control other people's reactions. You cannot control other people's behaviors, their, comments, the way they come off or the things that they say. Who knows if it's with intention, good intention, bad intention? We don't know. We should always just assume positive intent. Don't focus on that. Focus on this right here, because that is what opens new doors of opportunities for us and brings in fresh starts, fresh opportunities. With this card, the Ace of Water, we have Tribe of Rebels, belonging, right? I'm seeing that here too, this sense of belonging by focusing on the ones that matter most. If this is what they're doing, let them. Let them. Who cares? You do you. You stay aligned. You do the things that make you happy, the things that make you feel good, the things that help to get you from point A to point B. Along the way, you're going to find your tribe. You're going to find those people that love on you, that support you, that are there for you in the good times and in the bad times. That is where I see this, blessing coming in. Now, of course, right now I'm just reading on an imaginary situation, right? Just kind of what comes up in the cards. But perhaps you do have, a true challenge that you need to face and you're not sure how to do. This is a great little spread to put together. And it didn't take that much longer. I think sometimes we become overwhelmed, like, oh, it's too many cards. I don't know. It can get layered, it can get complex. Yes, it could. But, I just want to remind you that you don't have to sit in one swoop and whoop, roll out the reading. Like you can pull out your cards, sit with it. You can maybe decide, okay, let me write down what's the first thing that sticks out to me. And maybe you can journal about the keywords or think about those keywords and see if you can find the connections. I consider myself to be a slower reader. And what I mean by that is that I like to sit with my cards and take my time, because why am I rushing myself? Why am I rushing myself? Right? This is not a timed challenge where I have to come up with an answer within X amount of time. No, like this is an exercise or a practice that I'm doing for me, right? This is a practice that brings me joy. So why would I want to rush through that? I want to take my time. I want to look at the cards. They're absolutely beautiful. They are. Like, look at the blues, how they connect here, corner to corner. And then look at the reds from this corner to the next. Like, I love to see those connections. I like to explore this friend group and this friend group. I just like to see those connections and kind of explore. And I'm a journaler, so I'm always going to suggest, like, oh, maybe I'll journal about it, or what have you. Different people process their spreads in completely different ways. I'm just showing you one, but definitely want you to know that there is never a rush. You can sit with your cards as long as you want because they're absolutely beautiful. So why wouldn't you? So yeah, just a quick example. I do like these two decks together. I'm definitely going to explore a little bit more, maybe use them in some live readings and see how they do together. I'd love to know, do you have the Rosebud Tarot? And how do you use it? What do you pair it with? What do you feel is the mood or the vibe of the deck? Do you have a specific use for it? Or do you find that it reads on any topic just fine? Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear in the comments. Thank you so, so much for watching. Bye.